Because if you don't have like those feelings, maybe then you have a disorder.
There are people who enjoy being violated.
I beg your pardon.
That we have to act within the law and as per our jurisdiction.
Any Ugandan, at any time, you are free to live where you want.
1, 2, 3. We shared a lot of human rights and freedom, and we looked at various circumstances that can lead to us maybe asking questions whether we are free, whether we need freedom, and picking from what most of you shared, we said that a long walk to freedom is never short. It is always ongoing. So whatever we throw in this water, it bubbles. The situation, I think it is the same. I'm still like in a mirror. I'm still feeling like I'm in a cage. I still feel like I'm not that free completely. I'm feeling that my neighbors are not free. I'm feeling that there are a lot of issues that are happening around me that are not really showing that people around me are even free. It's not a choice that I use a road that is dusty. For me, it is like I'm forced to take in this dust. I close my window so that the dust doesn't come into my home or my office because I'm not free to just open the door because I still feel I'm in a cage. Still hear people crying. I still hear people being arrested wrongly. I still hear in newspapers things going astray. 1, 2, 3, life in circle.
Reflecting from wherever we stopped, in fact, there is a lot of water that has passed under the bridge. That is testimony that every day we live with the human rights. Either it is abused or respected. That affects me as an individual, the community, the family, the region, the continent, and the globe as well. But according to my observation, on the higher side, human rights is taking the trend of abuse. From my own community, there is a lady who was keeping children who are like homeless. She has nothing, but the little she has always shared it with the homeless children. So she was staying with some ghetto kids. She was providing them with all the necessities, place to sleep, food to eat, even water to clean up themselves. And she was okay, and she only woke up. She couldn't wake up. They found her dead in the morning. So she was buried somewhere in Bitiana. Now the people whom she was taking care of, they are crying out to the community that the Matilda is gone. So how do they get another Matilda who will support them? In fact, if this Matilda woman had not died, so many people wouldn't have known that there are children who are destitute, who are facing human rights challenges. But there is again somebody who's not better off, but has tried to alleviate their suffering, so that they actually access some basic needs to alleviate their suffering. Then another thing that came my way was when we learned that in our country, the people we entrust with our public resources are not as careful as we expected. We had because the parliament is a public institution, we need to keep our eyes on it. Whatever they do, we have to keep our eyes there in order to support them or upload them or criticize them or correct them whenever something is not done the right way. So we came to discover that there were some kind of monies which exchanged hands, and there was a lot of question mark about that money. It's about it was like a reward for service, but again it was not done transparently. So the whole country was on its toes, on the edge of their seats, trying to find out really why was that money given out. And I felt it was really not good when our country is going through a lot. We are in the budget season, and the Minister of Finance is complaining that it doesn't have enough funds. But again, there's a lot of money that is being taken by individuals for uses which are not very clear.
How do we as citizens become part of the whole? Because we are not in leadership. We cannot fight to make people do the right things. And all we have to do is use our mouth and our actions, possibly, to kind of tell the people that what you're doing is wrong. And if we don't point out these issues, if we don't give ourselves that energy to point out these issues, then the issues keep happening. So I think we owe it to our neighbors, our families, our communities, our country. We owe it that kind of mandate that we keep speaking about bad things. However much we get judged, however much we get pinpointed at, we all know that if something is not human rights friendly, it's not human rights friendly. There's no shortcut. I also watched in the news where I saw a young girl taking care of young siblings, the father and the mother arrested. Now, we know that in our legal system, if someone I'm arrested, then you need to charge me. If you don't charge me, then you need to release me. So if you arrest me and you arrest my family, my parents, and you take them away, and we don't even understand the case, you're saying they did this because the case in that incident was that they used guns to steal. So if you have that case and you have evidence, I think you owe it to the community, you owe it to that family, you owe it to that little young child whose parent has been taken away to say, yes, this is a situation, and this is your parent, and this is what they did. Yeah. So if you arrest me legally, why do you come and break my door? Why do you have not resisted to come and you arrest me? So the fact that you arrest someone wrongly, it means you don't even have the evidence. So I think these are the issues that are still kind of breaking our freedom, breaking our communities. Because if you leave young children without a carer, you just take away the two parents they know. So you're exposing these young people to danger, and you're not bothered about.
Remember, there's a time when we are taken for examination. I think I have a right to send you to some examination, medical examination. But honestly, we are forced to do it. In my entire life, I've never felt the pain I felt. For us, when we were in the cell, we were separated. Of which, even having lunch, we came last. As you know, Posho, there's that bottom thing which comes last. That was the thing which we were taught to eat. Because we are separated, taking a bath, you don't take it with soap. You don't. Like, there's some officer who used to come to check those people who have taken long in the cell to record why are you still in the cell. But for us, we are left behind. And they used to call us those weird names.
What I hasten to add is nobody has to be punished when you have not been yet sentenced.
Yeah.
You get it?
Not
You have to retain almost all your rights.
dignity.
You get it? Be it of you are a criminal, you are suspected of what crime, whether, because we would say murder is the worst crime that somebody can be suspected of, but still, when you are not yet sentenced, you have a right not to be, persecuted or punished in any way, not until you are sentenced. And even if you are sentenced, the sentence will show what kind of punishment, the extent to which you are supposed to be punished. But whatever happens at the prisons, maybe police cells, or depending on the type of crime that they have alleged a person or a suspect to have committed, it's not justified. It is an abuse in its.
There is a lot. You see, when a country human rights levels are not respected, that's what happens. Because what happens is that everyone is the law.
Yeah.
Every individual is the law. That's why you have mob justice. That's why you have policemen who go violate people. That's why you have overstay in prison. Because in a police cell, you should not stay more than 48 hours.
Yes.
You should, in out of respect of the law, they should arrest you for 48 hours at maximum. And if they have evidence, they should have worked on your file and you get committed to courts. The court decides whether you go on remand or you go on bail. So I think that is the ideal. But because, first of all, our people lack that humaneness and understanding to say that this person I'm dealing with is a human being, no matter what the case may be. This one is a human being. That's number one. Number two, this person has violated a law, and I have evidence that he has violated a law, or I am suspecting that he has violated the law. At that moment, you should remain with your liberty. You should remain with your dignity. Now, when you try and say then now the punishment will either take away a bit of your liberty, but it will not take away your humanity. So still you are a human being. Just because you are remanded on a case or you are imprisoned, it does not take away the humaneness of people keeping you. It shouldn't be a reason to take away their humanness. They should still remain human. They still treat you as a human being. Because even prisoners have rights.
Rights, yes.
The rights are kind of limited because they have lost some liberty to their freedom, because they're in a now normal cage, their agreed cage, their liberty is limited. You see, so I think some of these things do happen because the people where to sleep, toilet facilities, water, that's why they shave your hair so you keep clean. And I think at police stations there shouldn't be any violation, because these are people who are supposed to be keeping law and order. They should make sure that in prison you are safe. They should make sure that you are getting the basic needs, and you are actually availed your legal representation. That's how things should be. So I think we do agree that we are still in a cage. We're still thinking like a time maybe where we shall have our freedom. I don't know when. I don't know when, but I think for me, from what you are sharing, I feel like we are not yet.
We are not yet there.
Not yet. Yeah.